minutes or something, you know, or if you're late to getting to your mark, you're costing possibly a setup on the show. So because we're all very aware of that, it's often very tricky on a television show like Once Upon a Time. There's other shows where I think there's a little bit more breathing room, but on a show like Once Upon a Time, it is tricky to have like a sense of that kind of playfulness, because so much of the day is about accomplishing the day and trying to put the best thing we possibly can put on the screen for the fans, you know.
Absolutely fair. Yeah. I think over the years, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Emily, you want to say that again? You dropped out just a little bit.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say on what Jen was saying that, you know, especially we were shooting all through the winter months. And so, you know, much shorter days too in there. So we were really packing stuff in as much as we could. And yeah, you felt like a really big dick when you messed something up. So I think that withheld some of the enthusiastic time that we enjoyed so greatly.
Yeah, there's almost a romanticized image that a set is very lively and jokery and pranky and lots of bloopers and goofing around. It's like, yeah, no, kids, that's not.
On some, you know, like, listen, if you're on a $300 million Marvel movie and you're shooting a page and a half a day, and so much of your day is waiting for a setup, that's different. You know, there is room to have that sense of sort of like camaraderie and fun, like behind the camera, because there's really space for it. When you're shooting 8 to 10 pages a day, and you're trying to shoot huge sequences in like 2 hours, it's really, really tricky. And we all really love what we do, and we all really care about the product. And so I think in a good way, we were just so committed to wanting to put the best thing on screen possible.
Yeah, absolutely fair. So Kim, I don't know if that was the answer you wanted, but then we certainly clarified that too. Keegan, you want to introduce our audience to Romeo?
Oh yes, this is the fair Romeo. He's not biting me. He's a little desperate for love. I've been away for a month shooting, and so he hasn't seen a lot of me.
Very nice. Indeed. Hey, a reminder to our audience, if you would like to chat with our panelists like I am now, or purchase a personalized autograph, please sign up at galaxycon.com. And I think we're ready for another one. So this comes from Chara. What do you like about playing your character?
I mean, I feel like with Emma, I was always super grateful to be playing a character who she was always willing to make the hard, right decision. You know, not to say that she didn't make mistakes. She made a lot of mistakes, but she would always work hard to find a path that would help her grow and help her contribute in a positive way. And I feel like that's something I've always admired about that character. And I feel like it's nice to play characters like that, because it influences you. It becomes you're being that person all day long. You're being that person more hours of the day than you're being yourself. And so I feel like I was always very grateful that was a part of her.
Fair.
You know, like Jen said, I think that's a really interesting and important thing. When you're in a television series, a movie is one thing because it's a finite period of time where you take on elements of that character. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you take it on. And in a series, it's so elongated. There's a lot of time to be influenced by the role you're playing. And I really appreciated the need for August to find his center of integrity, to be honest, to be truthful, and to have courage. And he has his Achilles heel, which is he likes to do other things. He likes to play and to party and to have a good time and to shirk some of his responsibilities when they're difficult. And that's a real Achilles, even for myself, that's been there in life. So I was able to connect to the desire that he has, which is also a desire that I have, and the same vulnerabilities. They either line up or I find a way to make them line up. And to have those aspirations in a role and to get to live with that. So that's a real pleasure when it's something you actually want to work on yourself. And in this case, it was that.
Absolutely fair. So, Keegan, how about you?
I think for me, obviously, I would echo the same things as my fellow cast on this, but I think where it's most illustrated is when I would do conventions and have little kids come up, and I can still remember this one little girl. It was her birthday wish to come and meet me at this convention I did. I think in Missouri, and she came with little wings on and her little crown that she had, and when she was, she met me, she was shy, but you could tell she was really excited. And as she walked away, she did the little thing where she went up on her tippy toes and did this because she was so excited. And I was like, that you get to play something that can speak to a child like that is something they can hold on to as they get older. And I'm talking about that like perfect age, it's wonderful. And I think probably you have this, Emily, with Belle, that you can touch these young children in a way that moves them like that makes them go like this. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Emily, how about you?
Yeah, I 100% said, everything you said, Keegan. That's the best part, and the other part to that part of being able to, encourage this wonderment and joy in these kids that we got to meet a lot of too, and hopefully still will when this comes back to the normal world again, or a version of what's new. But I've been able to try and add some more admirable qualities to Belle than to what she was originally in the animated film, and to give her, a bit more strength, a bit more courage, a bit more of a say, a bit more of not being the subservient female character that she was to a degree. So I tried to push that as much as I could too, because I think obviously it's super important for young girls and young boys to have your own say, and have your own strength, and you have your own choices, and that it's not just a world that you live in, that you have a voice. And I also love though too that she was very open-minded about people, and that she was good at seeing the best in people.
I absolutely agree. Tiara, thank you. That was a wonderful question. And GalaxyCon viewers, this has been my time with the cat of Once Upon a Time, but it absolutely does not have to be yours. If you would like to chat with our guests or purchase an autograph, please head over to GalaxyCon.com. And while you're there, be sure to check out our schedule of upcoming events like this one. Panelists, any final words for our audience before we go? Anything coming up in the pipeline you'd like to share with us?
Just want to say, I hope everybody's safe and healthy out there, and that everybody finds a safe to be able to have Thanksgiving in a thankful way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these times can feel dystopian. Keep your head up. Love yourself. Love your friends.
Yeah.
Spread some joy whenever possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mentioned the stand before that. Anything that you're allowed to tell us about since that's around the corner?
It was a lot of fun to shoot, that's for sure. And it, for the first time ever, I was asked to download an app that's specifically for sharing content for this show.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I've come across that one before. So they're gonna provide material and say, would you mind speaking about this? So that hasn't begun yet.
Okay, yeah.
Did you work with Fish, Ian?
Sorry?
Did you work with Chris Fisher? Is he your director?
Oh no, I didn't work with Chris Fisher. Oh.
There was 2 sections. Anyhow, we can.
Well, I mean, the thing about the stand is obviously it's pretty close to home right now. It's the heightened version, and so I was living in the world of bandanas and goggles and full gear, taking bodies out of homes. This was back in October. I started filming. I started the book in September, so I've been in the world of COVID since.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And then to film all these sequences that are the nightmare version of what we're doing, and then to go into an early stage version of it was definitely surreal. And there's a lot that went into that show, and the guy who created it really something else.
Yeah, well, I'm absolutely excited. I'm actually absolutely excited for it to see it when it drops. I think just a few weeks, I believe.
Yeah, it'll either do really well or no one's gonna want to see it because
We're living through it, but
I have to admit, I wouldn't have blamed them if they wanted to put it on ice for a year or something like that. But this is what it is. So, Emily,
right at the height.
yeah, Emily, any final words before we take off?
Just happy Thanksgiving, and as you all are saying, love yourself, be safe, and it's going to be a different way to celebrate this year for everyone. So whether it's a phone call or a Zoom or a hug in person, whatever it is, just let's remember what's important to us and stay safe.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my absolute privilege to serve you all today. Once again, thank you for joining us here at the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you for our audience for joining us today. And thank you for your great questions. We hope to see you again next weekend. GalaxyCon Live will be hosting cast reunions of the Power Rangers and Happy Days. Until then, have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. Bye-bye. Take care. And as always, please keep washing those hands.